Hey, yo, what is good, peoples? Devontae back in the house, and we got a special guest today. It was only right to get him on my channel, right? Because we had Northside last week for the Ice Benfica. Oh damn, wait, got distracted. But yeah, we got my guy straight out of Birmingham, but originally from Rotterdam. I gotta mention that because he also from the Netherlands as well, man. We gotta mention that.
Yeah,
Chelsea fan, Yasser TV, man. How you doing?
I'm good, man, brother, man. Obviously, thank you for having me on. You know, Davante's doing live now. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? He's
yeah,
doing live.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
man.
about time. It was about time though, because like as the channel's growing, I definitely have to do some more lives. So it's only right to have you Northside and if he's gonna jump on later, Rashid as well, man. Like as
Yeah,
I've mentioned before in many of my videos, like y'all three are like the catalyst of this channel, meaning like if it wasn't for y'all, I probably wouldn't do this YouTube stuff. So just know
I
that
keep telling
like
you, man. Keep
yeah,
dropping Rashid. Keep dropping Davante, man. Keep doing your
yeah,
thing,
yeah,
Davante.
yeah.
Listen,
So yeah.
I've always, like, bro, I've been sharing your content on my channel all the time. Even, like, because remember, people always ask, there's someone that asked me before, like, who's this Davante guy? That's before he came on the channel, and we used to watch your match reactions live, you know. And then they're like, listen, we need to go subscribe. We need to go. I'm like, all right, cool, cool. So I used to drop your link all the time. But yeah, man, look, I've been saying your stuff. Bro, you know me, and I always watch your stuff. I
Yeah, yeah,
always
yeah.
watch your content. So nah, big up to you, man. I like it. Even the new, like, the rebrand and everything looks sick. Like the logos, the backgrounds, like all that stuff. I've seen it. I was like, oh, there's new colors now. You know what I mean? So yeah, it looks good, bro. It looks good.
Thank you, man. Thank you for the feedback and everything.
Mm.
So yeah, man, let's start with the game from Sunday, Chelsea Arsenal. Um I'm gonna set it off, right? So if you ask me, I thought the game from both ends were disappointing. I felt like Chelsea, as soon as they scored, they should have put Arsenal to the sword. And Arsenal, as soon as they tied, they also didn't like take advantage of you scoring the tie and you're not going for the two or the three, like the missed chances, missed opportunities. I felt
Mm.
both teams to me were a little fatigued from their Champions League matches. Definitely Arsenal a lot more than Chelsea though. I felt like Chelsea weren't.
100%, because we
Yeah,
rested players against Burnley and stuff. So
yeah, yeah. So
yeah,
I
yeah,
felt like from our side, a lot
mm,
more players were fatigued because they gave it their all against Bayern Munich, and Chelsea looked a little bit more energized, but they just didn't feel like. I didn't feel like both teams were really going for the kill. As soon as Chelsea scored, I thought the game was over. It probably gonna be 1-0, and that would be it. And then I saw Mika Marino tying the game, and I was like, there's a chance that we might make 2-1, but we kept missing and missing. And I was like, yeah, this is gonna be a draw. And I predicted a draw because I felt like, you know, y'all Chelsea's a bit unpredictable for me this season. Like sometimes y'all play very good, and then sometimes y'all just shit the bed. And then with Arsenal, they have been steady, but again, this was a game, one of the top games this season that we didn't win. We didn't win against City, we didn't win against Liverpool, and now we didn't win against Chelsea. So it's like 3 points lost against three big Premier League teams. It's
mm.
unfortunate though, but overall, if I have to give the game a number, I would give it like a 4 or 5, somewhere between that.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, like for the neutral viewer, because I like you also said this on your match action. For the neutral viewer, it was probably like a good game, but
Yeah,
as a
yeah,
fan, it was very disappointing. So the
yeah,
highest I
yeah.
would
I
give
get,
it is
I
a
get
five.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah, from both ends, I agree with you on that, because if you look more into it, you could say that obviously we kind of threw the game away with the Caicedo red card,
yeah,
and then in that aspect, you look at it and say we should have capitalized on that in terms of Arsenal capitalizing on 10 men Chelsea and essentially winning, right? And
yeah,
then you have, on the other hand, it's like we missed opportunities early in the game. So like after Caicedo being sent off, we still looked like the more threatening team, if you want to call it, with the Estabao and this and that. Yeah, João Pedro opportunities. I think even Enzo or someone had the opportunity, or João Pedro had one. I feel like for me, the more I look into it, and I remember, like, I'm gonna be honest here, I
Mhm.
just never really felt like you guys were gonna score. So like even when we went down, I felt like, yo, maybe this could be one of them 1-0 days, or if we managed to do something. And you could see that it's been an improvement for us, because this is, I think, our seventh red card this season so far. So yeah, everyone thinks that Caicedo had most of it, but in reality, this is his first ever red card. So it's different in that. But you know, for me, like, it's weird because I'm very disappointed in terms of the result. Because when you look at the game and realize you were the better team, you're at home, you could have capitalized exactly what you said. But then on the other hand, I'm also looking at it like the way we performed without Caicedo in midfield. Yo, Temben, I was like, listen, we actually performed really well, because we always used to talk as Chelsea fans. We always talk about, if Caicedo's not there, how what would happen to us, right? And the other day, we didn't just have to go through no Caicedo. We had to do it in a game against Arsenal, where you can't even bring someone else to replace him. So it's not
Yeah.
like I had Andre Santos and the levels dropped from a Caicedo. We didn't have him at all. So yeah, man, I'm very happy in that aspect. But when the performance, so like I'm gonna put it aside, I think the performance was good. And I think the only downside, if you really want to get delve deep into it, for me, it's the attack. And I think the attack could have done more. But yeah, man, I'm with you when it comes to the whole disappointment thing, bro. I needed to win, especially the way your fans spoke, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
That week I was fuming, bro. That whole week I was fuming. I'm like thinking, listen, why do you like, bro? People were talking to us like we're Spurs, bro. That's the bit that hurt, man, the most. Like, we beat Spurs, so why can't we beat you? And I'm like, bro, that's not how it works.
No, 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 no. Like Spurs, Spurs is not good. I never underestimated Chelsea. Of course, like a lot of Arsenal fans, I saw throughout the week there was a lot of like, oh yeah, we're gonna beat Chelsea, we're gonna beat Chelsea. Me, I felt like because, but from my perspective, y'all very unpredictable. I didn't get my heads up too high. Let's say, oh yeah, we're gonna beat Chelsea
Yeah, yeah,
because
you're
we
not
have
one of
a
them.
yeah.
You and Northside, are the only two that I spoke to. Even Lee was saying 3-0.
Yeah,
We're getting
yeah.
two red cards. Like, it was literally just you and Northside that were thinking, look, because remember, he even done a tactical breakdown and he was
Mhm.
trying to see like what we would do. And I always said to people that the only like one of the main benefits of having Maresca is that he's quite adaptable, innit?
Mhm.
So each, especially with the big games, he tries to find ways to nullify the opposition's main threat, or and then also find a way of actually how are we gonna go forward. So if you remember, for example, if you go back to the PSG game, he knew that that left hand side is their weak point. So
Mhm.
just get the ball over there, and then we see what we could do, move it in. Like, so he always tries to find different things. And if you remember, he tried to do the same thing to Calafiori.
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah,
tried.
yeah, yeah.
The thing is that Calafiori he didn't end up stepping out too far forward, because if that ball just went over him, you know how Calafiori is behind him. So having Estevado running behind is different to him actually getting the ball and trying to beat you. So I think the game plan, especially after the red card, I think I was like, okay, cool. I think then you could see that he tried to just will defend well. What I
Mhm.
liked is that he wasn't rash. So we kind of kept the same team to the half time, and then he changed it. Like we've
Mhm.
seen before, like United and that, where he just started bringing everyone off and trying to change it. And that's part of his inexperience in it. So that's just one of those things. But yeah, man, I'm still fuming, right?
Yeah, me too, me too. Because to be honest, of course I wanted to beat Chelsea simply because that means that we gain more points and sustain our position on top. But
Mm,
again, Chelsea, like I said, a good team. I just don't know where to like put y'all this season. Like I feel like you're gonna maybe end up top three because I feel like this season Chelsea's a bit better than last season.
yeah.
But again, there's some games where I'm like, y'all playing very bad. Like the games that y'all should have won, y'all playing bad. So
I
but yeah.
disagree. You see, you know what it is? The one game that we have in common where it's Sunderland. We played bad
Yeah,
on that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, when you let Brobbey score, yeah,
Mhm.
that's when we played bad. I think. Well, he didn't score. He was doing that
Yeah,
wrestling
yeah, yeah,
thing.
the assist. Yeah, he had the assist.
Yeah, yeah. I think. all the other games we were the better team, but then something happened. Right? Even United, we were the better team overall, but obviously the Sanchez managed to get a red card. Brighton, it was Caicedo. No, Brighton, it was Chalobah, and I think he was just put in a wrong position. Where when someone makes a stupid back pass and then you want to recover, but then you take the guy down, like something like that. So I think Brentford we dropped points in, and that's because Garnacho fell asleep at the back post. That was
Yep.
early in the season,
Yeah.
and then the first game of the season was Palace, innit? And I think that's the only game where it was like 50-50. Even Eze even scored, if you remember that free kick that
Yep.
they stopped. So besides that, I think we've been the better team. We've just never really capitalized. And I think you even saw that in this game where we can say again we were the better team, but we didn't capitalize. Do you know what I'm saying? So we need to improve that, man. We need to improve that. And I think I know the manager tried to go on the counter attack in the second half,
Yeah.
kind of like defend well, and then obviously you know how it's gonna happen. Everyone's gonna push forward a little bit, trying to get the winner, or even trying to get the draw, then a winner. He tried to see whether he can quite catch you guys offside and not offside on the high line and catch you in behind. But I think I still think the Garnacho sub was a bit cowardly in my opinion. I think he could have brought someone else on, or even moved Neto on the left and brought on I don't know someone else. He could have brought on Gittins. He could have kept. I think even Gian Pedro wasn't that good either, but
Yeah.
you could have tried something different. I think when Garnacho came, he was essentially scared to lose the ball, and then you guys score. So
Yeah.
everything was safe. You seen everything was very safe, and that's kind of the thing you don't really need in those kind of games. But
Yeah, it
yeah,
is what it is, man. Like on that, but that's Garnacho though. Before I get into the referee though, like, shout out to my guy right here, Deontay. Like this guy always wants me to fume though. Like I don't know why, man, but he always like come into my DM and say, "Oh, I hope Ajax lose or Arsenal lose." Like, bro, just gotta
yeah.
chill on that, man. This is not
I
a
found out
race
about him
channel,
from
man.
Michael's channel, innit?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
We
yeah, yeah.
chill
But
out.
shout
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Yeah, we on 3 likes now, people. Like, smash the like button, man. Go subscribe to Yas's channel. Link is pinned. So, um, let's get into the referee, man. Anthony Taylor. I
Mhm.
felt like to me he was the main reason why the game lost energy very quickly because he was throwing out cards everywhere like it was Yu-Gi-Oh. Like yellow card here, yellow card there, yellow card
Do
here,
you
yellow
remember
card
when we were
there.
younger and we used to do that thing where you throw it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like
If whoever goes the furthest, and then you take the other guy's cards.
yeah,
So
yeah,
you and
yeah,
someone, bro, like I swear to you, I said this. Obviously, you know the history between Chelsea and Anthony Taylor. I
yeah,
think he
yeah.
was there when Cucurella's hair got pulled by
Yeah,
Romero.
yeah, against Spurs. I
There's
remember
been,
that. Yeah.
I think he got. It's when, but was it who was it? Maguire kicked back trying the balls. That's this years back. Like
Yeah, yeah.
there's all these moments in Chelsea where, for some weird reason, he always referees our big games. Whether it's City, whether it's this, that. Like, you get it? Oh, he always referees someone, yeah, that you don't expect. That every time you think, oh, I had a feeling way before where I said to someone, yeah, hey, don't be surprised if this Anthony Taylor ends up being the ref. When I saw he was the ref, I was like, ah. But he never obviously got the Caicedo one wrong. But it was weird that he just started doing the yellow thing quick. Because the
Yeah.
problem is, yeah, if you give the yellows out quick, you have to keep the same energy.
Yep.
It's weird in football, like especially in the big games, you might have to let something slide in the beginning, speak to them, and then maybe the second or maybe the third like challenge where it's like, okay, cool, this is what too far or whatever it is, and then after that, cool, you've already got the yellow, so you know you're walking the tightrope, right?
Mhm.
But when you give it out early, everything after that can be a red. Because remember, everyone's saying, yo, red, red, red.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I
And
was scared because I thought like, you know, looking at Calafiori and Hincapié Mosquera, those three, I was scared one of them was gonna get a red. I was really scared because it was like stupid foul after stupid foul, but some of them were very soft. The
Hmm.
Zubimendi one also was stupid, but Zubimendi to me, the last few games, especially in the Premier League, he always catching a yellow card. He I don't know what it is
What
with
do you think?
Zubimendi.
Do you think it is anticipation, or is defensive awareness? Because I've realized that he's one of them. He only really looks good when you're in possession and you're in the
Yeah,
opposition half. Like he reminds me a bit of Jorginho. Like
I felt like
you know what I'm saying,
Jorginho's.
but he ain't
Yeah,
got the same. He ain't got the same
no,
like
no, no, because
star quality
Jorginho,
or
I felt
something.
like when you what you just said, like the defensive awareness and stuff and the positioning, Jorginho had that. Um, did it a little better to me.
Yeah,
Of
but
course,
it's
Partey.
slightly. I think in his first couple of years at Chelsea, I was fine, and then it was slightly later on when it became
Yeah, when he
red
got
flag.
older.
You
Yeah,
knew that anytime the ball went behind him, you're doomed. Like you can't put him anywhere near like the DM position. Yeah, but
yeah.
I think he reminds me of one of those when you have possession and he's like the guy just getting the ball, moving it. Maybe
Hmm.
even has that free, the nice pass through, like ball over the top. He can do those kind of things. But when there is when he gets pressed or the game's going quick, like fast tempo,
Yeah, then he's
he's not there. Like either he keeps misplacing his passing because he's rushing, which is what happened a lot in our game. Because remember, at some point, Reece James was like, "Listen, I don't need to press Declan Rice. Yeah, let me
yeah.
just press this guy." So he just started running at. Remember the one bit where he ran from behind him, got the ball off him.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, Reece James was killing him, man. Like, but yeah,
But
Superman. Yeah, the Premier League pace for him goes a little too fast. Because in Europe, I feel like he's off better, but
mhm,
in the Premier League, the pace is too quick for him, and that's why I feel like Arteta failed to bring in actually a guy that can adjust it to that pace, that can handle the pace better. Because now we have Norgard, but Norgard barely plays, and
mhm,
Norgard is not somebody that can. When Zubamendi goes to the bench and he comes on, the level is gonna maintain. It's gonna
yeah,
drop off. So
mhm,
that's why we fail with like actually bringing somebody from off the bench that can do Zubamendi's job.
yeah, yeah. I agree with you, bro. Because I've always said like this season, I don't resist. Like I think there's only been a couple of games where I thought, okay, cool, yeah, Zubamendi's looking really good and that.
Hmm.
Besides that, I just think like it is what it is. Like I think he's doing well. Like he's doing average well. Like and that's not even bad. I just don't think he's been great. Or if you remember like a Thomas Partey last season where he felt like if he wouldn't have him in midfield this time,
Hmm.
or maybe like you know what I mean, we feel like he's a very big difference maker. I think from the Arsenal fans, all I'm really hearing is when it comes to midfield is Rice, 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 Rice. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think that also that's sometimes telling as well when he's the guy that's supposed to be moving the ball and the other guys get it because he's chasing everyone or he's doing this and that.
Yeah.
But I knew that for me, when I was talking to a lot of Arsenal fans before the game, I did tell them, I said, look, midfield, I think we have it, even though we don't have Lavia. I feel like we had that extra day of rest because our game was on Tuesday and I think yours was on a Wednesday,
Yeah. Wednesday.
Champions League.
Hmm.
Obviously, I don't but then I'm pretty sure. Okay, yeah, we played Burnley before that. Then we played the Champions League, and
Hmm.
obviously, we rested Caicedo against Burnley on the Saturday. Then we played Caicedo obviously in the Champions League game, but then he's played a bit less than it. Do you know what I'm saying? Compared to when we talk about some of your players who essentially played every single game 90 minutes.
Yeah.
It's only Bukayo Saka that got hooked off against Bayern Munich. I remember I did like 60, 70 minutes. But um, I knew that by midfield battle, I'm always confident when it comes to my midfielders. I know
Hmm.
that Enzo has been inconsistent, or especially this season, he looks like one of those players that starts the season slow, like a
Hmm.
Harry Kane. If you remember, how Harry Kane had his moments in the beginning of the season. I feel like he's one of those, and then while the season progresses, he becomes more and more. But when
Hmm.
it comes to big games, Enzo always there. Like it's so weird. Big games. You know how the Argentinians they love
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
relic challenge. So he ups his levels. I think the other games he likes to just do it calm, but then he ends up slipping around and all that, and it doesn't always work. Um, but midfield, I knew we had it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. For some, it's my fear was always the defense. Now, this is where it's gonna get interesting. I've been saying Fofana, Fofana, Fofana for a long time. Yeah, if you obviously we and I work together all the time, yeah.
Hmm.
So you know that I've said, look, my defense is rubbish because we have this Tosin and Chalaba guy
Yeah.
who are essentially your Hincapi and Mosquera,
Yeah.
right? Now, if I'm looking at it, and I asked this to Tony on on Friday or Thursday, whenever I done a show on his channel, I said to him, "Do you trust Hincapi and Mosquera to play together. The first thing they said was like, no, 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 no. We'll have a Gabriel with a Mosquera. We'll have a Saliba with a Hincapi, maybe. That, but you wouldn't have those two specifically together, especially if you know you. If, in your guys' case, you haven't seen them play.
Hmm.
That's a different story. But for us, we know that they're just we can bring them on. They can do a job next to someone else, but not necessarily on their own. And you saw that with Chalaba's performance as well. With Fofana, he does not look like the same guy that we cussing at every week. Do you know what I'm saying? And last season it was Cole and Chalaba. Because remember
Hmm.
they were playing England games together at some point. Because the manager were like, well, we have two English defenders and they work together, so we might as well play them. But
Yeah.
they were playing well together for us. And then I realized we can only put one of those two with one of the others, which is Fofana and Cole. And then I think Badiashile and Cole are quite similar, it's just injuries with Badiashile, right? So I was like, well, if on our day and the way Sanchez has been performing in recent times, which you know I've been cussing him
Yeah.
for more than a year,
You've been rubbish. Yeah, you've been rubbish.
he's been, especially this season, besides the game, United game, he's been flawless. Like even so much for me to say that I ain't said anything bad about Sanchez.
Yeah.
So I think, in my opinion, I was looking at it and said, then it's about, are they going to create enough? Like, are you guys going to create enough?
Mhm.
And also, how well are you going to be defensively? And obviously, the one bit of confidence that I had was that obviously Gabriel's not there, which means not as much threatening from set pieces. But
Yeah.
then was supposed to have a good defense in terms of um they were good from set pieces. Do you remember? They had Van
Yeah.
der Ven scoring set pieces all
Yeah.
the time and Romero.
Yeah.
So I saw the way we dealt with that at the time, and I said, no, we can definitely deal with that same way. And he saw that. Remember, Sanchez he comes out and claims the ball,
Yeah.
or they clear it. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I said, look, it all just depends on what happens on the day. Obviously, we found that Saliba weren't playing,
Yeah.
which to me was like, okay, that's we can get at them.
Mhm.
And I just feel like we didn't do enough in that aspect, and I think that's it. But in terms of what you said earlier about the midfield battle, we're seeing it. I think with Caicedo, we can probably say that we would have been able to take more risks going forward.
Mhm.
I think that's the main thing that a lot of us don't really think about is with Caicedo, you have that trust of, you know what, yeah, we'll just take the risk. We'll go more forward, but Caicedo can help us out more. And I think that's what we didn't have against you guys. And that's probably where we just went a bit too reserved.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about the midfield because Reece James is now like for the last two games I've seen him in midfield against Barcelona
Yeah.
and against Arsenal, and I'm impressed though. I feel like he might as well just stay there. Like you don't even bring him back as a right back. Just leave him as a midfielder. Like, oh, nah, I'm impressed though. Like Reece James to me was the difference in midfield because, like I said, him chasing down Zubimendi, um, bullying the midfield. Because of course, Caicedo when he got a red card, it would like the midfield still was being bullied by Reece James. Reece James is very good as a midfielder though.
I remember,
I
I
feel
can't
like.
lie. It was like a gap. I don't know if you noticed, it was like a gap in midfield,
Mhm.
and Reece James was just running around
Reece
chasing
James,
everyone.
I mean, he was everywhere, man. Reece James might as well just stay there as a midfielder, though. Like him and Caicedo, and then Enzo as some sort of like a boss crasher. Yeah, I don't consider him a 10, but
Mhm.
he's gonna play there and be that boss crasher that
Yeah.
he is. Even though to me, I feel like the 10 position for Chelsea in the future should be for Esteval because what I saw against Barcelona was unbelievable, and that's
Mhm.
what I want Lamine Yamal as well to do, right, for Barcelona to be more in that 10 position in the free roaming role, like
Mhm.
Esteval with Chelsea that game, instead of like being on the right wing though, because I feel like his future is not as a right winger. He should be like Esteval in the 10, where he can have that freedom to do what he want. And I don't know about
I
Cole
don't
Palmer
mind.
though.
I'm with you though. I'm with you because remember,
Yeah.
obviously Palmer's not there. You know, at this point, all of us forget that we have Palmer in the squad.
Yeah,
You know,
because
we're
I don't
so
know what
used
you're
to not
gonna do with
having Palmer.
Palmer. Yeah.
He was there, but I think when Caicedo came off, I think the manager kind of just changed his plan and thought, you know what, there's
Mhm.
no point in me risking a Palmer in this game. Now, obviously, when he realized how the game's going, you're like, okay, there's no point in me risking him.
Mhm.
If he gets tackled or something or whatever it is, then it'll be a dumb decision, you know. And everything
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah,
guys
yeah.
mock Arteta for, like that, he's thinking about it, thinking, no, 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 I'll just save him.
Yeah, but
But
it is Arteta's fault for real though. Like, did he managed the game the team poorly. That's why we so fatigued because I feel like just like y'all did, right? Y'all rested players against Burnley and even against Barcelona. We just went full
Burnley,
strength.
Reece James played 45 minutes. He got taken off at half time.
Exactly. So we just
So
like Arteta manages the team poorly. Goes full strength against Spurs. I mean, I get it, Derby, but Bayern he went full strength. Even though
but
I feel
to
like
be
that's a
honest
game that
though, Devante, yeah, with Spurs, when you slapped them at some point and you realized that you're camping in their half, he
yeah
could have made subs at half time.
he
I'm pretty
could
sure
have.
we're 2-0 up or something at half time, or 1-0
Yeah, we
up.
were
Yeah.
two. Yeah, yeah. So Eze scored, right? Torshar Eze scored. So he could have made subs by that time. But of course, Arteta, he just doesn't trust his bench. Unlike Maresca, that actually does trust his bench.
To a certain extent, because there's certain
Yeah.
players he's only really bringing now, but I think he brings on the players that he trusts. And I think at first it was like, okay, well, there's a lot of people that have been saying, like, why don't you start Esteval? Why don't you do this? And why don't you do that? And I've seen it enough now where I don't moan about it, because every time we kept saying the defense rubbish, play Achumpong, play Achumpong. He plays, he has a stinker.
Yeah,
When the
yeah.
manager decides to bring him on off the bench or maybe even start him, he plays really well. And I think it's the same we've seen now with Esteban. I think now hopefully everyone can keep their mouth shut. Do you know what I'm saying? Where, because remember, Esteban been coming off the bench and having great impact for us. Yeah,
Mhm.
I think the games we've been saying start him, start him, start him. He's been playing well, but I think yesterday or the other day it was a real eye opener to the rest of the people, where it's like, oh, we finally seen Esteval have a not such a great game. You know what I'm saying? Because they've been used to seeing Esteval have great moments even when he comes on.
Mhm.
And I think the manager wanted to take away the expectation that you start receiving, because now you start hearing Esteval had a stinker, Esteval this, Esteval that. But
Yeah,
when he
yeah.
comes off the bench, you don't hear about him. People only talk about him for what he did when he came on. And then even if he weren't playing great, people will say, well, he came off the bench.
Mhm.
So he doesn't have the same amount of pressure. But the other day, the pressure was on him. Like, do you
Yeah,
realize?
because of the Barca game, of course. Yeah.
No, no, no. Barca game, and then on top of that, London derby at
Oh,
home.
yeah, 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 yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Now do something. You're playing against Calafiori, and then all of a sudden he's missing chances. Now thinking, is he getting to his head? Is he not getting to his head? But I'm not worried about him in terms of what he does. But I feel like maybe just should have just played the way we always play, and then bring on. I mean, but it's just one of those. And I think, like you said, the midfield battle and the midfielders. Look, we've been resting players from early. I think I'm pretty sure Fofana didn't play a couple of games. I'm pretty sure he didn't even play. I'm not even sure he played Barca. He didn't
Mhm.
play Burnley. Burnley, I'm pretty sure we started Tosin and Chalaba, and everyone was stressing. I remember that. And then first half, he bought Chalaba, Badia shoot on because he's finally fit.
Mhm.
And then obviously gave him 45 minutes. So you know that one of the things I've been praising Maresca for is his management of the players in terms of injury wise. When he was at Leicester, he turned Ricardo Pereira into a midfielder. You remember him, that left back that they had at Leicester.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah,
He
yeah.
was he was very injury prone.
Mhm.
He came in and turned him into a midfielder or a left back that inverts, which meant he didn't have to do much running up and down.
Mhm.
And then he kind of gets until his body fully gets to 100%, used to all the games. And I think we have this thing with load management.
Mhm.
So like he's telling Reece James, if you don't feel well or if you don't feel 100%, don't play. And I think Reece has started to accept it, which is why you're now seeing him pull out England games, or saying, you know what, I feel like I've played too many games now. I don't want to take too much risk. Let me rest. And we've
Yeah.
been able to see more of Reece. Lavia, it was a small mistake where essentially he went and played him against Karabakh because he wanted to rest Caicedo. But
Yeah.
what happened is obviously Karabakh has that, well, in Dutch they call it kunstgras, but I think it's
Yeah, yeah.
astroturf. Yeah, that's,
Artificial grass, yeah.
yeah, they played him there. And obviously, you don't do that with someone that has weak knees. Do you know what I'm saying? And he's not really getting the strength yet. And I think that's where he injured his quad, in it. So, but
Mhm.
he should be back this month, like sometimes this month, end of the month. Um, But with if we have a Lavia, it allows Caicedo to go further forward, which you saw against Spurs, and then he can recover the ball further forward.
Yep.
And essentially, if we lose the ball further forward, he can recover it, and we can keep starting our attacks. I think it's just a little bit a different style we can play in it. But yeah, midfield, I was happy. Even the fact, like, bro, it was weird because I was like, performance wise,
It wasn't bad.
that's what I expected. It's just a little bit that attack let me down, bro.
Yeah, that
That
yeah.
attack let me down, bro.
Even
But where
from
do you
my
want to go
side,
now in terms of like positions? Because obviously you started in midfield.
yeah. Wait, who are you talking about?
Like, 'cause remember we started. You spoke about the midfield. You asked
Yeah,
me about
yeah,
the
yeah. Reece
midfield,
James.
but
Yeah,
and obviously
yeah.
Reece James
Mhm.
midfield, bro. I think unbelievable. I couldn't even believe what I was saying. You know, when you see him run so much, I'm like, brother, like, don't get injured now. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
need
yeah.
this. But yeah, I think he had an amazing performance, bro. You know what I'm saying? And he showed people that the reason why we rate him so highly is not just because of he's the greatest right back and da da da, da, or he's just attacking. It's the IQ.
Yeah.
It's because remember he's not even as quick as he was when we had him playing wing back and right back.
No.
But his IQ to know how to use his strength, where to go, when to just some of these players that he was stopping at certain points. Do you remember when I think he was Reece James? He ran through with the ball,
Yeah,
went
yeah,
back to
yeah,
Zubimendi, and then Zubimendi just took him out on the way, like going back. And I
yeah.
feel like he knows when to where to put his body, and I think it just shows, bro. Like I think the IQ, defensive awareness, he can play centre back now. I think when he gets older, you can put him at centre back because remember he used to play right side and
Yeah,
centre back
center back. Yeah.
with Thiago Silva. Obviously, he can play right back. He can do a job in midfield.
Mhm.
And yeah, like he still has like an offensive threat to him as well. He'll take our free kicks. He takes our corners sometimes. He's still like a goal. It's weird because he's basically all around. If you had to build the right back, you'd build the Reece
Reece
James.
James. Yeah.
So
That's
listen, I'm
crazy.
blessed to have him. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I
man.
wouldn't, but I would not move him from the midfield though. I feel like that is where he should stay for now, especially with his injury history. Like, it's the best for him, like you said, especially with the low management, to like keep him in the midfield, so you have to like waste a lot of energy on sprinting back and forth, spinning back and forth. Yeah, he could do the bullying thing because he got the strength and also like very intelligent as well. So as a midfielder, I'll put him there, or even as a center back, just to make sure that he don't do a lot of sprinting though. So that will,
Yeah.
yeah, that will
I'm
keep him
with you,
like,
but I'm saying with Reece James, I think obviously now Gusto's getting back to the Poch season Gusto, which is
mhm,
we're lucky for, bro. Because what he was doing last season or part of the beginning of this season, where he's falling asleep at the back post and some of the things that he was doing,
yeah, that was
I think he's finally improved, and we saw it as well. Like defensively, like 1v1, he's usually like quite solid. Then it's just that when the ball starts bouncing around in the box, he sometimes falls asleep for a couple of seconds and then realizes the guy's gone.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah. But I think when I think about it, in the big games, he likes to play both of them. So he'll have Gusto going forward, and then Reece James as well, depending on who the left winger is.
Yep.
Reece James can actually go back and help him defend. So
Hmm.
it's not just to have him in midfield. I think in other games sometimes he'd rather not play both of them because you don't want to get both of your right backs injured or
Yeah, yeah,
tired, and then obviously you don't have a good right back to cover that position. But I
mhm,
think I think when we have possession or we play the lesser teams or the teams that we're supposed to beat, it's usually Reece James at right back,
yeah,
and then we have control of the ball anyway, which means he's not always running, but he's doing short sprints and this and that. I think when it's the big games where he really wants to go man for man or he wants to have a certain way or just an additional man in the midfield, he's kind of realized that Gusto is not the greatest in midfield. I know he done a great job against Liverpool in midfield, but that was just pressing. I forgot who it was, pressing McAllister or something. You know, so you just keep
oh yeah,
pressing.
yeah,
Yeah, that's all right. That's he doesn't mind. Gusto doesn't mind doing that. But I think, yeah, man. I think that was a like, bro. Reece James for me was like shit. Like on the day, I couldn't even believe what I was watching. I was like, yo, is that Reece?
yeah. Reese has been great in midfield, man. But yeah, man. Before we continue to, because I definitely want to talk about some Arsenal players that really disappointed me.
Mhm.
Smash that like button, man. Subscribe to the channel. Go subscribe to Yasta TV. The link is pinned in the comment section, man. But now I want to talk about Starboy, Saka. It's like every time you talk about this guy, the flop gooners are swarming onto your YouTube comment section talking about, "Oh, you can't tell me Starboy, you can take man." Well, I'm gonna talk about him regardless because his performance has not been good. You know, Saka this season has been mid. Like he is GA, it's also not been GA because in the past few seasons, people could always say, "Oh yeah, but the GA, oh but the GA," but now this season he's not been GAing at all. He has some good games though here and there, but
Mhm.
overall, it's not as good as before. And against Chelsea, he was abysmal though. Kukurea, I won't say did a great job defending him, but he did okay. But Saka should do better, man. And there were a lot of times where Saka was very greedy with the ball, and at this point in his career, that's not the time for you to be greedy, man. You should know better. You've been playing for Arsenal almost like 6 years or 7 years, so you should know better. You as a star boy, you should know better when to pass or when to shoot. But you want to do these low IQ passes and low IQ shots, all these Hail Mary crosses that don't, arrive, that don't go anywhere. Saka should know better, and that was not a good performance for Saka, man. Definitely one of his worst performances, if you ask me. And I feel like it should come to a point in this season where Saka should see the bench, but it's not going to happen though. Not because I want him to not play, but he needs rest, if you ask me, and second, give Nwaneri and Dauman a chance because they can do no worse, to be honest. Especially Dauman though. Even though Dauman is 15, Dauman has been showing some bits and pieces. Of course, he's not there yet, but you need to give Saka some sort of competition because if you're gonna like this now, it's gonna start looking like Marcus Rashford. He's getting too comfortable, and I don't like players getting too comfortable. They need competition, especially if they haven't won anything for us yet. That's
Mhm.
where I'm at because it's not like we're talking about, let's say, Lionel Messi and you're asking Trincao to play instead of Messi. Meanwhile, Messi, come on, Messi's the GOAT. Messi won shit. Saka hasn't won shit. So, he still needs to prove himself as some, you're a good player. You're a great player, but you still need to prove something. You still have something to prove that you can win something for Arsenal. And the way that you were playing, no, not good, man. You trying to be the hero, doing hero ball. Now it's not the time, bro. You got you if you want to carry us to victory, you can also do that by being smart, not by being dumb. That's what I got to say.
Yeah, listen, I agree with you, but then again, I feel like, bro, Saka's playing like Salah right now. Do you get? He's looking like
That's
Salah
solid.
right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you've seen it with the whole greediness thing, and brother, like that's what they took Salah off the pitch the other day and won. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because the attacks can't always go through you, and then you're not doing well. Does that make sense? Like, if all the attacks are gonna go through you, you
Yep.
then have to you have to make your right decisions. And if you don't get the GA, the team doesn't do anything. Because that's exactly what's happening now with Liverpool. When all your attack, remember, like instead of coming up with an idea or doing something, you just pass the ball to Salah. But because he's not getting the GA no more, you're seeing the guy for what he really is. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Yep.
And when you're not getting the GA and everyone's looking at you to get the GA, then the team's not winning. They have to
Hmm.
find a different way of playing now. It can't just go through you if you're not getting the goals. And I think, obviously, if we're going to be fair, the injury thing, he shouldn't have come back as quick as he did. I've been saying this because I've seen it with Reece James. Cool, Reece James got rushed back after he whatever, but you have to manage the player. Like, till this day, I don't understand how Saka keeps playing. Like, he looks good for someone that's come back. Because remember, Havertz got the same injury and he's not looking. Havertz is away
I was
again.
got a setback.
He got another setback. So, of course, it's not something that's going to be as simple as we're going to say, but I'm saying manage this guy because, bro, if he gets injures that leg again, then he's doomed. Do you
Career's
know what I'm
over.
saying? I know the African, the African genes and that's keeping him on the pitch, but
Yeah.
you can't. You know what I mean? Because bro, he just come back, and I'm like, bro, you just playing. Because remember, he came back. Was it Real Madrid or whatever it was? He came back for, and he hasn't
Real
essentially
Madrid.
hasn't.
Yeah, Real Madrid.
he hasn't rested since, and I think that's the game he tried to do the Panenka. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. There was a yeah. You
It's
know, but
mad.
yeah, that's actually what Maresca does great with Reece James, like you just explained, like him give him like low management. That's what.
You know what? We can forget
Yeah.
Reece James. Look at Fofana.
Oh yeah,
Fofana,
Fofana
he
as
got
well. Yeah,
injured.
Fofana as
But
well.
remember, like Fofana got injured. But you see what a lot of people don't know because of Fofana. He he came back, but then he decided to rush himself back for one of the games. I forgot which one it was. He ended up getting injured,
Yeah.
and then he missed. He had to get surgery. He went for Club World Cup. He missed everything,
Hmm.
and then obviously now he's back. But now him being managed, and he even spoke about it the other day. He said the manager wants the best for me. I know I'm a not necessarily erratic, but he's like a high energy kind of defender, right? He runs just he's one of those that likes to run out, close you down,
Yeah.
onto you straight away. So he's always playing at a high tempo or high intensity. So it doesn't help knowing he got all these injuries, start running, and you've seen him, he jumps around everywhere, and I'm like, don't run wrong. But I think
Yeah.
look at how he's been managed. This is a near an example because remember everyone will tell you Fofana's injury prone. That's stuck to his name now. So
Hmm.
look at how he's playing. So I think managing the injuries is something very important because remember the season's a marathon, not a sprint. If you can have a Gabriel, and this is the thing about like a Gabriel or even a Calafiori the other day.
Hmm.
Why did Calafiori start the other day when he knew that he couldn't play for international break? Remember, he got sent back, and then people. I remember, I think I was watching Rashid because he does that show early an hour before,
Yeah. I know what you
and I
mean.
remember the lineups coming out, and everyone saying, "Why is Calafiori starting? Like, why is he starting if he just come back?" And I think you get those re-injuries, or Saliba being rushed back and forth, and now he's got other issues, knocks here, he feels a niggle here and there, and then
Mhm.
all of a sudden he's back the next game. But why do you have the depth if you don't use them? That's a
Exactly. Yeah,
clear because now, and you've seen it the other day as well, Devante. You now you have to use them by force. You know what I'm saying?
but that's the problem. That's the problem. This guy doesn't trust his bench. So what you buy these players for? As a matter of fact, why did you even bring him to the first team? And now I'm talking about like the youth products like MLS, Waneri, Dowman, and
Anus.
Harryman Anus. Yeah, Anus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Anus as well.
I know his brother. I know Anus's brother.
Oh, okay.
And
Well, he from
yeah, yeah,
Burnley.
yeah. And I think I used to watch it, bro. It's funny because I used to watch him go and like film his training. So he played with um Heaven, the guy that went
Aiden
to
Heaven. Yeah. He went to
Aiden
United.
Heaven,
Yeah.
and who's that Chido Oba Martin and that. Like, he
Yeah.
played
Also
with
went to
them,
United. Yeah.
bro. He can score goals, in it. He scores a lot of goals for the youth team,
Hmm.
bro. Every week he's scoring a goal, and I know obviously it's easier there, but
Hmm.
like sometimes you gotta give a player a chance to see what he can do in the team. Like if Marino's not doing it, there's no point rushing back Gyökeres. Like, and we've seen what he did the other day. I know that people will say, yes, maybe if Timber wasn't in the way and all that, but
Hmm.
that's where managing the player comes in. Because we've gotten an injury to Delap. Yeah, he pulled his hamstring against Fulham, third
Yeah.
game of the season, I think, fourth game of the season. He's
Yes.
been out
Yeah.
ever since. He came back for the Wolves game where he got the elbow. Say the red card.
Oh yeah.
So essentially, that game was supposed to be the game where he gets back to match fitness.
Hmm.
And you can see he's rusty, his touches are not there. Everyone thought that that's the Delap essentially, because when they seen him, they said he's just a WWE player, but he's not. He's realizing, yo, the touch is not the same. I'm not, because then I was trying to tell people there's a difference between fit and match fit, and he saw that with Gyökeres the other day.
Hmm.
If you're match fit, he might be able to get to that ball way
Hmm.
quicker. Otherwise, you still have those doubts about the injury. You're second guessing. Like, I don't want to pull my muscle again. Like, you're still getting into it, and at the same time, you have to get used to the rhythms and all that of the game, right? So I don't know. I think using those players in other games, whether it was Port Vale, whether it was Bayern Munich after you already slapped them and you could take everyone off, whether it's Tottenham, like there's all these other teams here that you could have actually performed better at, and I think
Exactly.
made those substitutions at. And I think every time I think about it, when I watch Arsenal, when I watch Arsenal when before we do like a match reaction, right?
Hmm.
You know, you and I like we watch it and then we go on Offside channel.
Hmm.
I'm like, you know what? I watch the Arsenal game because then I know what you guys are talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes like I don't want to watch it, but okay, cool. Here's what it is. I'll watch it, and I'm like, at certain points, because I'm not an Arsenal fan, I think about certain things, if that makes sense. Because I'm like, why is he still on the pitch? Or why is the manager bringing this guy and not this guy? Does that make sense? Like, it
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
make.
yeah.
You think about it, and I'm like, why is Saka still on the pitch? Or why is Ethan not playing in this game? I think that's what I was saying against. Was it Sunderland?
I think it was, yes. Sunderland. Ethan
So
didn't
people are
come on
telling me
the
the bench is
pitch.
rubbish. The
Yeah.
bench is great and that, but I'm like, there's no look at him. He can't bring anyone on. That's what they're saying. He can't bring anyone off the bench. But then you know what's mad though, Devante?
Mm.
Bring Ethan on. Even if you want to keep Saka, throw him on the left. Bring Ethan on the right.
You don't
Or
want to do that. That this guy is so stuck on. You know what? I'm a live by the Saka or Odegaard or Gabriel Saliba. I'm gonna live by them and die by them instead of trusting your team. That's
Mhm.
all we're saying. You gotta, if the bench is so called fixed, right? Then why don't you trust your bench? Because there's no way you cannot tell me that Nwaneri against Sunderland could have come on and secure us the win instead of who else? Norgard came on. Norgard and Mosquera. Why? That's cowardice. You know what I'm saying? Like why, that's why Saka is just one injury away from a career over. Career over. Because the guy been fatigued. Let's be honest. You
it's
know,
not
people
even that, Devante. It's also his playing style.
as well,
It's his
as well.
playing style. He relies on the pace. He relies on the burst of pace. Like like some players they can lose the pace and they still have the like. Even Neymar, look at Neymar now. He ain't got the pace no more, but he can still do his
No.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but he
Neymar
can
got
still
a
do his thing.
technique though. Neymar's
Yes,
technique is incredible.
it's so good. He doesn't need the pace. Or like a Sergio Busquets. Do you remember Sergio Busquets? He doesn't need.
He never was
He
quick at
never
all.
ever
Yeah.
had ever pace in his life. But I think I know obviously wingers with different position. Yeah, but
Mhm.
when you look at like what's his name? You look at Asaka, you know that I used to tell people, yeah, he's very he does he does his thing well, but brother, he fully relies on his burst of pace. He likes to he changes direction quickly, or he
Yeah.
stops starts, and then that's how he catches you. You know what
But
I'm
let's be
saying? When you're
honest
not
though.
ready.
Like let's
And
be
now
honest
he
about
doesn't
Saka
have
in this.
that extra. Now he doesn't have that burst of pace,
Mhm.
and obviously with Cucurella at the time, he was defending Yamal the other week, so that
Yeah.
defending Saka is not going to be as hard. Obviously, he was on the yellow, which meant he couldn't take that much risk. Knowing Cucurella and watch him as much as I do,
Yeah. Yeah.
he
Yeah.
doesn't mind kicking Saka out the stand for a yellow halfway through and then see it. But he knew he had to thread a fine line, and I think we're gonna start looking at what happens. I think you have to manage Saka, bro. Like if he's gonna be the guy that ends up improving or leveling up in your team or getting back to where he was in certain periods of his career, he has
Mhm.
to go back up. Because I'm pretty sure I just read this was his first assist in 365 days, and
Yep. Yep.
but these times they talk to me about Saka like he's a goal machine. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a GA, but this is what I'm saying. Sometimes stats can deceive in moments, and also in long term. So it's one of them. Because remember that there's a guy called I don't know. Have you ever watched Filthy Fellas?
Yeah. 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 I've watched
Yeah, you remember
some
Savage
here and
Dan, the
there.
Chelsea fan, used to say, yeah,
Mhm.
what he was at stats are like bikinis. What you can see is interesting, and what you can't see is equally as interesting. Do you get what I'm saying? There's
Yeah.
certain things you can't see, yeah, on the pitch that you can only see on the pitch that you can't see from stats, innit?
Exactly. Saka has always, like, for the past few seasons, like I said, he has great GA, but the game is not getting better for him. It's like you just said, he's losing pace now because of all the injuries. And the
Hmm.
last injury is definitely could have ended him, to be honest.
Yeah.
That could have ended him. But the way that Arteta is treating, like, I know he's star boy, right? I know from his side as well, from Saka's perspective, he wanted to play every damn game. But as a
Hmm.
manager, it is your duty to protect your player,
Hmm.
protect him, because or else,
Do right by your team as well,
do
because
right. Yeah,
if you
you have to
can't
do
give
right
a
by
hundred
your team.
percent, if you can't give 100%, and there's another guy that you don't like that's recently come out and said it, man, like Arahu,
Oh,
whatever that defender's called, he's saying I can't play no more. But in general, it's one of those where if you know you can't give 100% to the team,
Mhm.
You don't want to be that liability in your team just because you want to be a part of it. Everyone has to be or tries to be 100%. Do you get what I'm saying? And I feel like you can't be carrying passengers, especially in these kind of games, like the big
Yeah.
games. So
I mean, but
yeah,
the
man.
difference from Saka and Araujo is dodging accountability. Meanwhile, Saka is like he wants the responsibility, but to his own detriment. Because, like I say, his career might be over in a heartbeat if he is not being protected from himself, but also like takes care of himself better in these situations. You know, I understand that you want to be the big dog for Arsenal and all this stuff.
Mhm.
I want you to be that, but not to finish your own career though. Never though. Never. But before we get into because I also want to talk about somebody that actually came on for us. Smash the like button, people. Subscribe to Yasa's channel. Link is in the description.
Mhm.
Um Frimpong over James. Bro, Frimpong cannot even play Dumfries out of the Dutch national team. So I'm not trying to hear Frimpong. Trust Arteta, bro. Nope. Absolutely not, bro.
Yeah, Arteta in, bro. You get me?
No, 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 no.
You see what
Listen,
you see what he said today?
I
Seven
think
thirty, guys. 7:30, guys. Be at the Emirates. Or if you ain't seen it, it's crazy. You know what I'm
this
saying?
guy, man. Oh
Bro, you know
man.
what's mad, yeah? It's so funny. I'm gonna have to send it to you.
This
Because I
guy's a
was like,
clip merchant. I swear to God, Arteta's a clip merchant. He loves being clipped.
and you know what's mad? He said it, I think he said it in the press conference. That's
I
the
think it was a
that's
press call. I think I saw it, but I'm not sure though. But Arteta, man, like yeah, I actually want to talk about the captain coming back from an injury, man. Martin Odegaard.
Mhm.
Martin Odegaard hasn't changed one good bit
But I
at
got a
all, bro.
question though. I got a
Mhm.
question, yeah. I didn't think there was a I didn't see the point of playing Odegaard. He doesn't like physical battles.
No,
Like he doesn't like those kind of games where it's physical, and that's what isn't that the thing where we usually say that's where he goes hiding. So why did you bring him on? Especially if he's come back from an injury. He's you know how he
exactly,
is. He's a bit more reserved. So like he's gonna be
exactly.
like, I'm not trying to go into this channel. I'm not trying to do this. You're not gonna get as much out of him. So why
No,
not bring in an Ethan, or why not bring someone who's wants to prove something on the
yeah,
pitch? That's the
exactly.
one
Because
I didn't get.
yeah, Odegaard, like Frankie De Jong, they are looked at as creative sparks and create something out of nothing. Yes, they both have the ability. Technically, they should be able to make those line breaking passes and create something out of nothing. But both of them are very good at hiding, especially Martin Odegaard. Like like that's why they're so similar. They both like to spin
Yeah, I was gonna
around.
say, but leave my boy Frankie. You know what I'm saying? I think Frankie's
No, no,
slightly
no,
better
no.
than man. Because this guy Odegaard has a name called they call him No Shoulder Guard, bro. He's known.
The
You know what I'm
thing,
saying?
you know what it is
Gibraltar
with Frankie
guard.
De Jong?
There's no, but I
Like
think with him it's more he's similar to the Zubamendi, innit?
as well,
In
as well.
terms of like that whole if you get pressed on that, it's not the same. Like, do you know what I'm saying? If he realizes the tensions are high, he doesn't want to be like you don't take Odegaard with you to war. You don't take him to the gym. You don't take him to anywhere where he has to put a lot of effort in. You know, so he wants to do it at his pace.
Yeah,
But
but
if
it's not
he's not
possible.
controlling the game at his pace, he
Hmm.
never get to see the real Odegaard. And really, you just look at him, bro. They don't rate him in Norway, bro. They're telling me we have Oscar Bob. Do you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? We have
of course,
Naipan.
Oscar Bob is a baller, man. Haaland has been balling. You don't need Odegaard. Like Odegaard is just like he's just a passenger. He's not the guy that drives the bus. He's a passenger. You're coming on in a game against Chelsea, right? And of course, Arteta expects him to be the creative spark. But I'd
Mhm.
rather have, like you said, Nwaneri, because now Nwaneri at least is direct. He forces something. He
Yeah.
tries to create something with like just being direct. Or
Mhm.
even keep Eze on. Like,
Yeah.
even though Eze had a bad game, I'd rather have Eze because Eze to me has moments this season where he just give like a great pass to Martinelli and Martinelli scores.
Yeah,
That
but Eze weren't there though. Like I think Eze
no,
weren't there either. I think you know what it is. Yeah, Eze he took um he took advantage of Spurs not having anyone that shields the back line. He's there, but he's not there. He's a ghost. Bentancur. Do you know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
was not there. Do you remember? Because remember, yeah, Eze scored three of his goals there, the hat trick in that
In the
half
box,
circle area.
yeah.
Yeah, where usually the CDM might be there just about help like covering and maybe managing to get the last ditch tackle in. He had Bentancur doing like the mannequin challenge and all that. Do you remember that? He was not there. Remember, he was just moving, changing direction, and Bentancur's there, and he had all the time and space to shoot. And I think um with us, not necessarily having a DM, but at some points we did have it, and then we didn't.
Hmm.
He didn't have that same amount of space in the 10 to do things, and I felt like he just weren't really in the game. But then again, it's also because you guys, I think, if you know, I don't want to bring this stat up, I don't remember what it was, but Rice had hundreds, some whatever amount of passes sideways and only a little bit forward, and I think that also affects the game in it, because we usually say as Chelsea fans that when our team doesn't take the risk to break the lines and make those passes to Palmer on the half turn and those things in midfield, yeah, it's easy for Palmer to fade away in the game. So like a lot of the times you realize people will tell you big games, oh, where's Palmer? Where's Palmer? And
Hmm.
we couldn't really go through the midfield because the opposition midfield is not like the usual midfield where if you don't bypass it, you're gonna go out wide, and then if you don't go through the midfield, you're gonna go around it, which means they don't get as much of the ball in it. And I think that's what you kind of seen with Eze, like where if they don't take the risk of passing through the midfield, he doesn't see the ball, and even if he does, if he's playing against really good players, it's not the same in it. But it's still early for him, innit? It's still early. I think your best bet is to make sure that the manager insists that consistently trusts him and doesn't end up putting him on the bench next to Ethan and Anus, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And brings back his boy Odegaard, bro. That's
No,
the
because
thing that
that's what I'm scared of. Because Mikel Arteta, like he loves his guys. He really loves his guys.
Devante, what you saying his full name now, yeah? No more Mikel John.
He's still the supreme leader. You know that guy's a dictator, man, bro. I might as well call him
Hey,
fuck
I was gonna say,
Gaddafi
bro.
or something. Mikael Gaddafi, man. But nah, man, like you know the guy. But like I said, man, you know, as soon as Odegaard is back, Havertz, those guys are gonna start, and that's what I'm scared of. That this guy is not gonna learn his lesson, because then Gyökeres is gonna be on the bench, and that's a waste of money. Then same with Eze. If you're gonna put those guys on the bench for your favorites, then
Mhm,
what signal does that give to not only those two, but also like the youth products like Nwaneri,
mhm.
MLS, Enus, Dauman.
Someone said this the other day. They said, "Yo, the everyone was bigging up Arteta the other day because
Hmm.
that MLSE, yeah, I don't know what happened to him. Obviously, he's not getting enough game time
Hmm.
to be at that level that he was before. And you know how it is with young players. They come in, they do amazing, and then all of a sudden they have that period where they fade away a little bit
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
have to
yeah.
find themselves again. But I think I don't know. I don't understand the turnaround because Calafiori was in that position where he looked like he had zero confidence and he wasn't that
Hmm.
good and all that. And MLS was a bit better. We knew he wasn't great defensively, but he was doing enough of a job. I
Hmm.
think now it's like I'd have my player facing MLS every day of the week because they were saying, "Yo, Arteta saved his life, bro. He almost got stripped naked by Olise at that point." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Bro, at that
I
point, yeah, I
saw
had to
that.
get him off. So it helped because obviously Calafiori got the assist. But I'm saying if you look at it in general in the game, bringing on MLS, I think the only reason it made sense was because he took off
Calafiori.
Esteban.
Oh,
If
Esteban.
he,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. For me, he should have kept Calafiori on
Hmm.
because he still provided you a bit of a threat going forward.
Hmm.
And at the same time, I don't understand this whole thing about you can't trust him on a yellow because bro Cucurella was on a yellow the whole game. He was
Yeah.
on a yellow since 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So he was on a yellow from early, but that's where you also as a player have to step up in it. Like it's not just about the manager has to show you some trust. And I think so, with him being so worried, yeah, that or like we can't be dropping points here and there, he just reverted to old tactics because even the way you were playing was literally just crossing the ball, couple of passes here and there, crossing the ball. Like it was like because remember everyone kept saying, "Well, we're playing better from open play now," which I think Marino being in the team helped just keep the ball ticking. Do you know what I'm saying? And he also usually drags the defender with him when he goes deep, and I think then getting the goals from a Trossard, whoever, I just don't still don't think that it's just too reserved. There's no. I don't see any individual quality. Like, do you know what I'm saying? I just see the system. I don't see anything else. Whereas sometimes in other players or other teams, you might see system, a little bit of individual quality on top. Like,
Mhm.
do you know what I'm saying? And I feel like if you're that predictable, essentially you're hoping on what happened against Bayern Munich to happen. Yeah, where the goalkeeper look, you know what I'm saying is that Devontae pressed the Y button on the PlayStation. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, and the goalkeeper flew out, or the goalkeeper didn't catch the ball he was supposed to catch. That was Neuer, bro. Like, you telling me you can't catch that ball from Timber? Like
Nah.
those two goals, even though he still scored goals, I'm thinking you can't rely on everyone falling asleep once in a game.
Mhm.
And I think us, even you've said this a lot of the times. Going forward, I think you tell me you guys don't create enough, or there's not enough. Like, I don't even know. Like, there's not enough being created going forward, and
Individually.
it's very simple. Like, there's no style of play, but then there's also no, like, you guys don't create from different ways. Because what
No.
I've realized is when you have possession and the opposition sitting back, you guys go for the corners.
Yep.
If the opposition's open, you might be able to hit them on the counter, and then essentially you're hoping on the opposition to not respect you, hit you on the try to go forward, and then you can't hope on the opposition to go forward. You have to have your own way, and then if they go forward, you have a plan B. Does that make sense? And I think
Yeah.
those are the things which showed the other day against us, because now you have a team that doesn't mind you coming forward because you'll get beat,
Mhm.
and if you go man to man, we will still doing well man to man.
Yeah.
But if you're going long, they're getting crossed out. So what are you doing now? You know what I'm saying? And I
Exactly.
think
Yeah.
exactly that's what the question marks were, and no one answered it. To be honest, you know what I'm saying?
No,
No one
because
answered it.
it's because I think everybody that followed Arsenal, well, at least not. I'm not talking about the flop goons because they're very delusional, right? Like
Yeah,
Mikel Arteta saps the life out of these players, meaning like they do something that he didn't instruct or whatever it is that he don't like. He starts screaming by the sideline like it's Adolf or something, like he Adolf or something, like, but like screaming at the player like,
and
"Oh,
listen, I
don't
can't
do
lie.
that!
He does low key look like him. I can,
I swear to God, yeah, I swear to God, man, like
if you
this
got
guy,
the
like a
if you got the
dictator,
Neuer mustache, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
like a dictator screaming at the player, "Oh, don't do it, don't do it," and with the handbrake on. So of course you're not going to see Eze do what he did at Crystal Palace. You're not going to see Trossard doing what he did at Brighton because I feel like Trossard did a lot more at Brighton or what the young boys or did at the youth academy. MLS to me, because I definitely want to talk about MLS though.
Mhm,
Like him, he at the end of the day, he's a midfielder, but as a left back, he can do a good job. We've seen it.
mhm.
It doesn't help
Wait, when
that.
you finish, yeah, let me ask you a question. When you finish,
Okay, so MLS, like I said, he does a good job at left back, but he's a midfielder, a box to box midfielder. I feel like he can definitely tell that Arteta loves Calafiori. Not that Calafiori is bad because he's been playing good this season, though, for the most part.
mm,
But I feel like MLS has so much more potential.
mhm,
But Arteta trusts Calafiori more than he trusts MLS.
mhm,
MLS just had the benefit that Calafiori was injured last season and he was able to break through. Of course, if that wasn't the case, I don't think we would have seen enough of Lewis Skelly. So that breaks a young boy's confidence that he can tell that the manager doesn't really favor him that much and
mhm.
treats him just like he treats Nwaneri and
And he gets doubts as well. He gets a bit of doubt because now he's
yeah,
thinking, "Have I done something wrong? Is that why he's dropped me?" And
exactly. So that,
yeah,
again, it comes back to Supreme Leader Mick, right? Not hating on the kids. And also I think what also plays a part, and I think a lot of people forgot about this part. Remember last season when he scored against City that 5-1, right? And
yeah, yeah,
he got a lot of racism over him because he celebrated doing the Holland celebration, right? And he got a lot of racism over him. Like he wasn't bothered, but we don't know that. And I feel like he was only 18, 19. You don't think that also bothers him just because we cannot see it? I think that definitely played a part as well.
yeah, 100%. I think. But this is why that's why it's important. Do you know what I'm saying? That's why it's important that you always it's important the way you're managed. Then it is very important, and I think I don't know where he or essentially kind of made it look like you're my guy, and then he just threw him away the minute Calafiori is back. Do you get what I'm saying? And on top of that, I don't know. I said, oh, this is what I was gonna ask you regarding that. Yeah, I
Mm.
was thinking he could have kept Calafiori on and um
Louis Skelly.
put MLS in the eight. Give
Yeah,
that
but he never does
driving
that.
the ball forward. And
Yeah,
someone told me, nah, that's not. Why would you do that? Why would you put him out? But he's better going forward. And I think he did it. It was against Atletico or someone.
I think it was Atletico. Yeah, because that
Yeah, when
game
he
was
moved
he
the
actually
ball.
was good. Louis Skelly.
Why not like give that kid this opportunity and to prove himself? And then obviously he's also got all the noise going around with is he playing for England or not with the Thomas Tuchel thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. He also wants
No.
the player to get minutes because he believes he's good enough to be in that England team or at least challenge. And he's like, I can't give you minutes. I
Hmm.
can't just play you here just because you're MLS. You have to be playing as well.
Hmm.
Um, so you're at the level in it. So
Yeah,
we'll
because
see.
Louis Skelly barely plays in the midfield. This guy has a habit of what the hell happened yesterday? Okay. Yeah, people. We got a little issue over here, man. Yesterday, all of a sudden left the stream, but that doesn't mean we're gonna stop just yet. Subscribe to this channel, of course, like and share the video, uh, and subscribe to Yasser TV Chelsea fan, my guy. Link is pinned in the comment section. Um, let's go a little bit through the comment section, man. Connor Povey. That's good. Tom Cooners took yesterday. Yeah, they probably took him out and said, "Oh, you doing a stream with a Chelsea fan? Coming for you." Yeah, but you know what? Let's actually continue talking about Louis Skelly. Like I said, like Arteta, right? Supreme Leader Mick has a habit of playing a lot of players out of position because Louis Skelly is a midfielder. He's good as a left back, and I will play him in left back. But at the end, I feel like he should be a midfielder. But of course, the midfield is very occupied. You got Marino, Nordgaard, Odegaard, Eze, Zubimendi. So there's barely space for him and Waneri. But I feel like that doesn't mean that you should not rotate and give these young boys a chance because the way that these two, well, three, because I would count Dauman in it as well. Those three have been treated by Mikel Arteta. It's sad. It's sad. I know you're fighting for a championship. You're fighting for a Champions League. You're fighting for every type of silverware. I know this team is serious about it this season, but it doesn't mean that you should ignore those players, ignore your bench, basically, right? Because if it's his favorites, let's say Havertz or Odegaard, those three will play regardless, right? But the young boys, I know they need to prove themselves, but they have the talent, and there were games that they have proven themselves. You know, some players need rests. Some players need rest. Like Saka needs rest because there comes a point in the season where if Saka is finished, right? Let's say Saka gets another hamstring injury, then it's oh boy, then it seems. But to be honest, though, I feel like we haven't missed Saka when he was injured the beginning of the season when Madueke was playing on the right because Madueke was doing a good job over there as well. But Madueke's end product is not like Saka's end product. So no, and so he needs to trust the guys more. He needs to trust the guys a lot more. He also needs to trust Gyökeres because I feel like at the end of the day, right? Havertz, yeah, Havertz is no, I don't like Havertz, man. I call him German Yamcha for a reason, but it doesn't mean that Havertz is that bad. But um, no, Gyökeres to me should be the guy that's going to be the striker for this club, man. And we got Yasser back after being hijacked
Yeah.
by the Flop Gooners.
Nah, man. You know what it is? My computer went off, but then I also had to go out anyway. So I thought two in one, innit?
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
alright anyway. Um, yeah, like I was saying, the MLS thing, innit? I think the MLS thing, I think he just needs to get minutes, innit? If the manager don't give him minutes, I think a lot of people, you know how the Arsenal fans are as well, yeah? Oh, he's not getting minutes. They're doing the agenda thing. It's not really an agenda. The player needs to get minutes. He's used to first team football now.
Mhm. Yeah,
You know
that's
what I
true
mean?
though. That,
And I think
yeah,
once the player gets used to first team football and he is seen in certain levels, I think the whole Haaland celebration thing, I think that was just low key. I think it was a lack of self awareness. I'm not saying that's not a personality thing, but at that point, you know what I mean? I've always said, I think me and Northside spoke about this. I said, you can slowly build to that. You already know how people feel about people doing certain things. And I think your team ain't won no trophy in all these years. And now you're mocking the guy who's come in and won a trophy in his first season. You know?
yeah.
You know
But
what I
you
mean?
know,
So,
yeah, he was 18, so I don't blame him though. Like he's young. He
yeah,
was
but
worth.
you know, there is no Devante. It's the same thing as what we saw the other day, where you think everyone says, oh, they do the chest, 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 and then there's nothing to show for it. And I think then
Yeah, yeah.
people just find you as an he made himself a bit of a target for the rival fans at the time, and it just didn't help for him. I don't think that I don't blame him like that in terms of he needs to behave. I wouldn't go that far. I just think
Hmm.
that he just just keep. You know, sometimes you just want the player to just keep your head down and just do your job. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like you then have the respect for everyone to just do what you want at some point because your ability is there. Innit? Do you know what I'm saying? And I think that's
Yeah.
just a slight part of it. But I think he's a very good player you got on your hands. I think just he needs the minutes, bro. If you don't give him the minutes and that, don't be surprised if him and Ethan start packing their bags. I think that's something that as fan base obviously you don't want to see in it. Like as Arsenal
Yeah.
fans, you don't want to see your good players end up leaving. And you've seen that with Oxlade Chamberlain and some other players that you had in the past that just left in it. So
Yeah. Yeah. We'll just see, man. But yeah, I feel like Oxlade. When I look back at Chamberlain and stuff, man, like Chamberlain also had a lot of injuries though. But I just hope it doesn't turn out like that. But before we're gonna end this stream, I want to go into like tomorrow's games for Arsenal and Chelsea because y'all play Leeds away and we play Brentford at home. What are your thoughts for tomorrow's game against Leeds?
Leeds. Obviously, it's a rivalry, isn't it? It's something that goes far back, and I think that obviously Leeds fans are going to be up for it. They just about lost against City the other day, and
Hmm.
I think we need to just make sure that we get the job done, innit? Because as we know how we what happens with our team when we have the complacency. We turn up against the big teams and then do stupidness against the other teams.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? We fall asleep against the other team. So that's where the whole inconsistency comes from. But we've been, um, we've, I think we won six out of the last seven before the Arsenal game. So we were in good form, and the inconsistency thing kind of started to go out the window, and in terms of it's not really happening anymore. We just need to keep
Hmm.
going, innit? And I think that's why I wanted the Arsenal win, just to keep momentum going and all the other stuff. But yeah, like I said, I think we can beat Leeds. I don't think they've been that great this season. And yeah, I think one of the journalists, I don't know if you've seen it, he asked Maresca that obviously Leeds they play a 4-3-3 or whatever it is, like the 3-4-3 or like whatever. And he
Hmm.
said, well, he changed into a back five from a back four, and Maresca was like, he managed Norwich for X amount of games, never played the back five. Then he goes, but then he went to this is the first time he played a back five. I don't know whether he's gonna play a back five or back four. He was making jokes about it, but people realize that the manager knows more than they think because they realize he actually studied his opponent, which I already knew about my manager anyway. But it's in one of those things, isn't it, where he kind of tried to see what because you never know what a manager's going to do till you see the lineup and then you see the lineup on the pitch. Because sometimes you know how it is. You look at the lineup on Google, it's not the same as you start seeing players in position that you didn't think were going to be in that position. But I think
Yeah, like, look, I think they had a good comeback the other day. Like they tried to come back really well, but I think, yeah, I still think we might win like 2-0 in that game, innit? But the last time I predicted 2-0, it didn't work. You know what I'm saying? Which is the Arsenal
Yeah,
game.
I
You
think
know,
it's
it didn't
it's
work, bro.
Nah, I think Chelsea might win that game because
Yeah,
y'all have some confidence. As far as Arsenal goes tomorrow, though, like I hope a win. I do hope like some substitutions. Like we cannot overplay Saka and Rice. They're very important in the run that we're having. So I hope to
yeah,
see Nwaneri. I hope to see MLS get some minutes. Because this weekend, of course, we got Aston Villa,
yeah.
but tomorrow we're focused on that first, and then we focus on Aston Villa, which is definitely going to be a tough game. So I just hope
Aston
we
Villa
can
home away.
away.
Oh, that means it's gonna be. Oh,
Yes,
it's gonna
yeah,
be so much traffic.
it's
That
going to be a
means the
tough
game's
one.
okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
man. But
So,
yeah, going back to the Brentford, listen, I watched Brentford. I played
mhm,
Brentford, brother. What time's the game? Is it in the evening, isn't it?
uh, yeah, it's 7:30
Yeah, it's gonna be in the evening.
UK time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be in the UK time.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yes.
brother. Good luck in it. I know that you guys are good from like crosses and all that, but
Hmm.
bro, these man, I've seen, bro. You think they're all basketball players, you know? I can't lie, bro. Like they're all trying to hit threes like Steph Curry from everywhere. Like they're throwing the ball from far. Brother, trust me, Devontae. They take throw-ins from the manager's box. I'm thinking, bro, like you don't have to throw it into my box all the way from there. But it's not easy to deal with, innit? Like
Hmm.
in terms of the ball spends more time in the air than it does on the floor. And then they have that Thiago guy who can still take opportunities. I think he got 11
Yeah,
goals in the
yeah,
league this season. So
yeah,
I think he's only like 3 or 4 away from Haaland. So
yeah.
you
Even
just have
Thiago's
to be on
behind it.
point, bro. Because you know how it is. If it goes a little bit shaky or you concede first, it might not go the way you think it's gonna go. And obviously, I, I don't know what the hell? I don't know if you've seen. I don't know if you've seen, bro. What? Someone almost got ran over, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was
Damn.
thinking, what's going on here? But I don't know. Yeah, I was thinking, what's this, bro? This woman's crossing the road, and then the guy just slammed the brakes. Like, anyway, what's it called? I think with yeah, this is mad, bro. But going back to it with the Brentford thing, I just think that obviously the manager's doing the whole calling, you know what I'm saying, trying to get the whole fans back on side and that. You know what I'm saying? He's telling everyone, 7:30 UK time, make sure at the Emirates and that in the press conference. The manager's losing it, bro. He's starving, you know what I'm saying? He's starving the Mate. So this is he done another another light bulb moment, but this time it's in public. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but this
So
guy, he did it.
listen,
Remember
we'll
that
see
he did
what
that with
happens.
PSG. Remember that game, like the home game against PSG, like where he did that whole we need you guys, we need you, we need
Yeah,
every
he done the
support.
Avengers speech like
Yes,
Robbie. He done the Avengers speech like Robbie, innit? But yeah, yeah, yeah. But this time, this is the mad thing though. This time, it's just weird, bro. Like, he done it for Brentford and he's playing at home. I'm like, it's like he tried to take over the press conference kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
either way, obviously, you don't want to mess that game up in terms
Mm,
of like momentum. You've already dropped points against us, and that
mm,
City look like they can catch up. Obviously, they were close at the time. We're not that far either. So you can't be
exactly.
dropping points, innit? That's just the way it is right now. It's just
Yeah.
about how he manages the squad. I think whether if depending on how he manages it against Brentford will probably also be the outcome of how the Villa game goes. Do you know what I'm saying? Because if he doesn't manage it well here, it could affect Brentford, whether it's physically or mentally, in terms of
Mm,
what I mean, and in terms of if you lose this, it can be you go in there with having lost, and if like, do you know what I'm saying? So it's one of those. But I don't think Brentford's a weird one. Remember how
yes, it's a
you know
tough
how
team.
Rashid always says just sack Arteta, make the set piece coach the manager. Yeah, they've done everything to do in football. You know, what I'm saying make
They
the
did
set piece
it.
coach. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But Yeah, man, that's it when it comes to the Brentford game, bro. Now, what do you think? What's your prediction though for the Brentford game?
Um, I might say 2-0. I don't think Arsenal's gonna put a lot of energy into that game. So
Yeah,
because they want to save over Villa, because I think Villa is definitely the game that they're looking forward to. So I think they're gonna play like 70%, 70% or something like that. Win
hmm
2-0, not give away too much, and then go all out against
you can
Villa.
try. You know what it is? You can try. The problem is how Brentford play. That's my issue,
That's
innit?
true.
I
Yeah,
think
that's true.
it's just they're gonna try and get you. You know how you guys try to catch everyone off guard,
Hmm.
like with the set pieces and the crosses, and maybe it bounces away from the goalkeeper, and they're similar in that way. Obviously, but you guys usually do it offensively, not necessarily
Hmm.
defensively. And I think it
Yeah.
also depends on whether Saliba comes back, innit? Whether Saliba's
Yeah.
back or not. I think that's another thing that we haven't thought about. I think Saliba, if he's back, maybe a bit more comfortable when it comes to what's happened, what happens. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think if you
That's true.
have Nkapi and Thingy again, it could be shaky, blood, because that Mascara guy, which
Yeah, Mosquera
that
and
Mascara guy does
Hincapié,
not necessarily look
they're
that
South
comfortable.
American. Yeah, they got the South American grinta. So like they rough. But meanwhile, Saliba is more composed. He can't have two Gabriels in the same in the same lineup, man. So yeah, that's why. But you know,
Yeah,
we'll
so
leave it at
yeah,
that.
exactly. So Mascara is a bit rash. Nkapi is calm but rash as well. Like he has that
Yeah,
calm and
yeah,
rash. Like I think
exactly.
Mascara just looks rash in general, but I think you can't have both of them, like you said. Yeah.
No, no, no. Like you need somebody that's composed though. So, but I don't hope if Saliba's back, save him for Villa. Don't even play him tomorrow because I feel like tomorrow will be a waste because Villa is better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, man. Um.
Yeah,
With
I
that being
agree.
said,
I
huh?
agree, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, I
we'll see,
agree.
man.
I agree.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see against Brentford tomorrow, man. We'll see what just hey, listen, man. Like look, bro. Did bro, you better pay me if you want to see some raging streams, bro. Like I ain't fucking light skin expressions, bro. Like Deontay, man, you been like no, man. Hat it off, bro.
Yo,
The
I've
fuck?
always said I used to say this to Michael all the time. That's the Vante without the V. Do you know what I'm saying? Without the violence, bro. That's the Vante without the V, bro. That's the one without the violence. The Vante is always here on violence. He just wants to see your teams lose, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like they nah, man.
But I
Bro,
think he's a
you
Villa
better.
fan as well. He's a Villa fan as well. So
Yeah, he's
he
a Villa
he,
fan.
he
Yeah.
obviously he wants yeah. So he wants to see you. I'm saying lose against them. So yeah, Deontay,
Nah,
man, do your job, bro, on the weekend. You get me? Yeah.
bro. You better start paying me, bro, for all these raging match reactions, bro. But you know, we're gonna end the stream, peoples. Like I said, subscribe to the channel, like and share the video, smash the like button on this stream. Also, subscribe to Yasta TV, man. That the link is pinned in the comment section. I'm also gonna put the link in the description for his channel and in the video
Yeah.
title soon. What you got coming up for your channel, Yasta?
Obviously we're playing tomorrow, so match reaction. Depending on what game I watch today, I might do a match reaction for one of those as well. Um, I think I've already dropped the two clips to get me the Tony and Prime clip. I don't think Vicky's seen the second one. You need to go see the second one, bro. The
No, I haven't
second
seen
one's
it. I haven't
lit.
seen it.
Yeah, you have to go see the second one. But that was the preview. Essentially, I bought them together. I was doing my show with AJ that I do. You know AJ, innit? And we bought Prime on to do the Chelsea preview. And then Tony asked for the link. He came on, and it kind of went left. To get me, the chat was telling me I lost control of the dressing room. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? We'll see. But yeah, I dropped those clips, so have a look at those videos as well. Make sure you like and subscribing to the Vante and obviously to my channel. And there's more to come, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know the Vante got a lot of plans. You know what I'm saying? Make sure
Yeah.
bring them out. I like the lives that you're doing. And yeah, man, you can do because the thing is, you can sometimes with lives you can do your whether you want to do your previews or your match reaction. remember you film your match reactions, so you can even do them
Yeah,
live, and then you don't have to do it. Does that make sense? But then you can also interact with your fans. So there's different ways you can do it. So it
yeah,
gives you a
yeah,
bit more
yeah.
variety. And I think
Definitely,
you were lucky that you came. I think you started doing the YouTube thing before they were saying you had to have 50 subscribers to go live. I'm pretty sure.
I
Because
think
now
so. I
that's
don't
how it
know.
works. Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
I'm because remember when I started my channel, you just had to verify and then wait 24 hours and you can go live. But now
oh, but
apparently you need 50 subscribers to go live. I was thinking, right?
it's crazy. I
Eh,
got 100 subscribers, so I'm good for now, man. So
yeah, yeah. So you're good, but yeah, man. Listen,
yeah,
keep doing your thing, though, Devante, man. You know what I mean? I'm always watching, and if you need me on for anything, just let me know, man. We got this. You know what I'm saying?
definitely, man. Thank you for what I'm saying, appreciate it. So yeah,
Yeah,
man, we're gonna
anytime.
end it at that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, subscribe to Yasta TV, subscribe to this channel, smash the like button, and we are out, people. Have a blessed evening.